Hello, good morning, and welcome back to this part two of the training, Common Mistakes Women Make When They Decide to Divorce. My name is Geeta Vimparala. I am the woman behind. I am the woman behind this school group. It's fairly new. I started it just a few weeks ago. And I'm so glad you're part of this group and part of my journey too with building the group. So, as you may already be aware, if you've looked around in the group, I will do these lives every Tuesday at 11 a.m. for now. In the near future, I might start doing these two times a week, if we have more people join the group once the number increases, the size of the group increases. But for now, what I do plan to do is once every week come live on Zoom in the group and provide some value, information that may be valuable to you, regardless of whether you are contemplating divorce, whether you are in the pre-divorce state or you are in the midst of a divorce. It doesn't matter. And I'll also incorporate training for the post-divorce segment too. Right now, yeah, there's few women here who are in the post-divorce, but most of you are in either in the pre-divorce or in the midst of divorce. And again, if you cannot join this live, watch the replay and ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. That's the key. Okay, let's dive in because I want to keep these videos short so you can watch them quickly. So I'll try to keep it less than 30 minutes, even about 20 minutes maybe. So last week we talked about the top three common mistakes women make when we decide to go through a divorce. We are such emotional human beings, women are, and we act a lot on our emotions. It's not wrong to have emotions. We will have emotions. Whatever it is that we feel, we will feel. There is no right or wrong, and there's no judgment there. But when you act on those emotions is when we generally get in trouble because we are not necessarily thinking clearly. When we act in that state of anxiety, state of fear, etc., whatever that emotion may be, even too excited, we may not act, take the right actions. Okay, so the top three, if you recall, if you watched, I will not go into detail with each of those that I talked about last week. Watch last week's replay, which is in the group already. Number one is once I make the decision that, yes, I can't do this anymore. I can't stay in this marriage anymore. I want to get a divorce. The first thing that we think of is, oh, I need to go get an attorney. And you know how emotions are at that time, right? When we decide, it is not an easy decision to make. Our decision to marry feels so much easier than the decision to divorce. It feels like a much bigger life event than marriage or than our wedding. So we say once we decide, we are rushing to hire the attorney. Uh, there are steps that we need to follow even before we hire the attorney. Okay, that's number one. And number two is the time. Again, these two tie in together. It's the time it takes to prepare. Even before you speak to the first attorney, this preparation that you need to do. And I've had attorneys tell me that, we really wish people came to us prepared. And I have spoken with friends, my friends who are guys, and they would talk about the amount of preparation they did. It's not wrong. It's not about misleading the spouse or cheating the spouse, but there is preparation involved. Let's acknowledge that. For divorce, like anything else, if you're going to take an exam, you better prepare for it if you want to pass that. And then the number three is ignoring financial realities. So wherever we are, with respect to our knowledge of finances, our current financial situation, whatever that is, we, we think things will unfold by themselves. Um, but there is work to do on that front also. Those are the top three mistakes. So let's talk about the next three, and not necessarily, I have not really ranked them in order. There's so many others, but I'll cover three more in today's session. So, not doing any internal or emotional prep work. Again, this goes back to what I said in the beginning. um, a divorce is not just a legal event. It is more than a legal event. It is an emotional and a psychological transition, right? It's a lot. A big part of divorce is emotional, because it's an emotional roller coaster. So how do you, if you jump into this divorce on that, on high anxiety or high stress, high fear mode, what are you going to get from that? What results do you think you'll get from that? I'm not saying we should stop feeling our emotions once the divorce process starts. Not at all. That's almost impossible to do. Maybe some women have done it. I know I couldn't do that. And it's probably the same with you. I'm not saying we need to stop feeling our emotions or expressing our emotions, but there is a way of getting emotionally grounded before you take that first step, right? So, and for to get grounded, you actually need to do some work. There's inner work, there's outer work, there's so many different things. We all have our own way of grounding, whatever tools it is that we use. um, we need to get emotionally grounded, and then taking the time to process your grief, confusion, and fear. It what that will do is it'll help you get into the next phase or take that next step, whether it is small or big. It'll help you take that step with more clarity rather than chaos. That's our goal, right? More clarity than chaos. So that's number four, mistake number four, not doing the internal and emotional prep work. Then number five is telling too many people too soon. We, when we are in that state of, I need to, I need to get a divorce. I need to start the work on the divorce. And you know how there's so much confusion. There's anxiety. Anxiety is what comes up most, that helplessness and hopeless feeling. So when we are in that state, anybody that comes our way, we want to tell them. We want to just download. We want to vent and get things off our chest. But it doesn't help when we do this with everybody. So we all I don't underestimate the importance of having friends. But it may be possible that you don't have close friends nearby. Maybe your close friends are far away, but wherever they are, one or two close friends who you can trust, and will hold that space, hold that non-judgmental and safe space for you. It's okay to talk to them about the about whatever you're going to do next, about what you're thinking, what you're going through. But telling too many people, it's oversharing. You've heard of oversharing. So it's oversharing too soon. Whether it is friends, whether it is family, or even your children. Some of us find solace in telling our children what's happening. Yes, we need to talk to our children, have age appropriate conversations with our children. Now, when we decide to split, I'll digress just for 2 seconds here. The perfect scenario is if both you and your spouse can sit together and talk to your children. But I know, I see a lot of this that doesn't happen. There is so much conflict right from the start. Each parent tells the story their way, and of course, children get dragged in the middle and they're used as pawns. That's a whole different topic there. But even children, telling them too soon can backfire. Okay. And again, not everybody can hold your story with care. Some will offer judgment instead of support, and others will unintentionally share your plans, and of course that'll create tension. Whatever your plan is, you need to be discreet, right? There's the tactical stuff in divorce, and there's the strategic. So you have to have a plan, and you don't necessarily want your spouse to know your plan. And again, it is never about cheating, getting more money than them. It is not about that at all. But bottom line is be discreet with uh, who you're sharing. With whom you're sharing your plans and your actions. Okay. And then lastly is expecting emotional support from your divorcing spouse. A lot of times, yeah, we've made the decision and we tell our spouse, hey, I think we've had enough. We are not able to work things out. Uh, we should divorce. And then what we expect at that time is we expect them to agree. Your spouse may also be unhappy, but they may not be ready for divorce, or they may not think divorce is the answer. But you have tried everything possible. You've tried counseling, you've tried, intervention from friends and family, everything. The two of you have tried to talk through things, but it hasn't worked. But even at that point, our partner may not be still ready for divorce, or they may not think divorce is the right step. But here we are, we've made that decision. We've taken enough, whatever it is that you're going through, whether it is abuse or you're just unhappy. um, we've taken enough of that in the marriage, and we are ready to leave, but we are here waiting. Now we feel we cannot take action because we want our spouse to agree. Our spouse has a different opinion at this time, so we want them also to feel that yes, divorce is the right answer for our problems. And many of us, why do we do that? Because we continue to expect validation. We continue to hope for validation, understanding, and even kindness. And some of the lucky ones amongst us, they do get that, and that would be an amicable divorce. You split on friendly terms. But most of the divorces I have seen, They are not. Of course, I don't come into the picture, right? If it is that friendly, the spouses work through things, but a lot of divorces are not necessarily um, amicable or friendly. The ones that I become aware of. Um, my goal is to keep them continue to stay compassionate, but be smart too. So this is the number six mistake that a lot of us make. We wait for validation. And what does this do? Of course, we don't get that, right? We don't get the kindness, we don't get the validation, we don't get the understanding from our spouse. What does it happen? What happens at that point? It reopens. There's potential for reopening the wounds and the confusion where we already may be confused. It just gets worse, and of course the healing is delayed, and you are staying stuck in that situation for much longer than you need to. So I wouldn't expect these things from the divorcing spouse. This is the number six mistake that we commonly make. The emotional support you need has to come from safe and grounded people. Your spouse, you can't necessarily consider them grounded at this point, right? They are also in turmoil. They're also going through their stuff. Um, uh, so that's basically it. Those are so today we reviewed the next three common mistakes that we make: not doing emotional or internal prep work, and then telling too many people, sharing this information with too many people too soon. And then finally, number six, expecting emotional support from your divorcing spouse, expecting validation and understanding from your divorcing spouse. Let me know if that was helpful and if you can relate to any of these, and if you are considering filing for divorce soon. Then it would be a good idea to review these and think about these things before you take action. And of course, every situation is unique. I have helped so many women. No two divorces are exactly alike. There is some uniqueness to every situation. So if you want to chat about your situation, always below the link to this video, and even on the main page, the pinned post, there is a link to schedule to book a clarity call. It's a 15-minute call for me to just understand your situation and for you to just talk. It's a quick call. That is, I can assure you, it is not a sales call. It is just so I know where you are and what your needs are at that point. Okay, with that, I send you so much love. If you have any questions, you can either send me a private message, or you can post in the group too. Thank you. I send you all a lot of love and have a beautiful day.